Hey everybody, and welcome to tonight's stream. This is the final race of the Porsche Esports Sprint Cup Challenge Canada. I never get the acronym right, but it's the last race of the season. This is race 8. We are at Montreal tonight. The circuit I'm a little bit more comfortable on, but to be honest, my pace is pretty similar to where it has been for the last couple. You know, we'll be in the latter quarter, hoping for a bit of a better race, honestly, than last week. I feel like I got a touch unlucky, got turned around on the first lap at Road Atlanta, and then just made a bit of a mistake on my last lap and gave up a couple of positions, which was a bit of a shame. Just under pressure, kind of defended well and had an oversteer moment on exit, so that sucked. But just really excited to do this last race of the season. Been super fun. I've got a feeling there's going to be quite a few people starting at the back this race. I feel like a bunch of people might have got some penalties that have added up to a sort of a no qualifying time allowed penalty. So we'll just have to see about that, how that plays out. If that's the case, it does mean it'll be a little bit hectic at the back. But all good. The walls are close on this track, so there's every chance that there'll be some carnage, and I obviously just want to do my best to stay out of it at the moment. So it's 10 minutes until the drivers' meeting. I'm just going to run some more quali sims. Car feels fine. A couple of corners I found really tricky here, about a second and a bit off what I guess is going to be around the pole time, maybe a little bit more. And that's about par for me in terms of the way things have been going. But yeah, so I'm just going to join the Discord channel, so I'm ready for the race briefing in 10 minutes, and then we'll jump out and do a few laps. Just starting my Zoom call video so that race organisers know it is actually me behind the wheel. Alright, so Logan, wow, 49 point, well, pretty much 0.8 is top. We're on a 42.9. I reckon I've got 1 or 2 tenths if I can hook up a super clean lap, but that is always pretty tough to extract. And there's a good chance here that not everyone is running a quali setup right now, so I'll probably shuffle back a little further when people are running quali sims at the end of the session. Let's head out. Let's do a few more laps. About 10 minutes, so if we keep it out the wall, we'll get a few sims in here. Get my Discord window up here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's go.
Right side. Clear.
Quite busy on track at the moment. A bit of a window here. So we have P8 in front of us, so if there's any chance of us catching Michael here.
Car stop on the left.
Oof. Straight into the wall. Have to keep an eye on that in quali. That corner tends to be the one I struggle with the most. It's where I'll probably leave the most amount of time on the table.
Car 718. Just set the fastest lap. 41.6. Go right. got it. Slow car on the right. Car stops on the right.
Bit of wall banging here. That's what we want just before we get into quali. What's the temperature right now? It's gone up a bit. It's not really adjusting, so. Right. So compared, I think, to this practice, I think quali is going to be 2 or 3 hours later in sim time, so I think the track will be cooler, but I'm not 100% sure. But I've done all my practice in hot temps, so it shouldn't, certainly shouldn't make too much of a difference.
Cut the course. You've got to slow down and give up that time.
Just serve this slow down here. Tricky corner, that one. Gap again here.
Car right. Clear.
There we go. Give Philippe just a little bit of space. Alright, well, probably need a few saddle laps here, just before we get into drivers' meeting.
Car stop on the left. Car on your left. Clear.
A little deep there, unfortunately. Track temps is just kicking the car around at the moment.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel left.
Oof. Not really got adjusted to the track temps here. So braking a little bit too late at the moment for the last corner. Alright, time for one lap here. So we can actually get one in.
46.5.
Slow into T1 at the moment, not sure why. Oh dear, huge cut.
You got a slow car on the right.
Well, this hasn't been much of a 5-minute practice. So the laps are going to help us out. Wish we didn't die there for once. Probably just do a run into the pits here just to make sure I don't screw this up during qualifying. Actually wasn't sure where the line was at. Probably a little bit earlier than I expected.
10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
All right, well, we'll jump into the drivers' meeting. It should start in a minute. Then there'll be a couple more, maybe 1 or 2 laps. Be able to do some more quali sims. Hopefully settle down a little bit at that point. Then quali, then the break as the cup cars run their quali, and then we will be at it for the race.
All right, everybody, welcome to the briefing for the final round of the Porsche Esports Canada Championship for both.
We're done. Get going.
For both the GT4 and the GT3 Cup categories. I think we have everybody here, and while we get things kicked off, Mark wanted to say a few words to everyone. Mark, are you here?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, everybody, for being here for the final race. Thank you for being here all season and putting on a great show. I just want to spend a couple of moments with you guys, and sorry if I'm a little bit rushed or speaking loud. I'm actually at a Porsche Centre right now for an event. But I wanted to address the elephant in the room, which is clearly the new rules set for qualifying. So the first thing I want to say is some of the behavior that we've seen this week in Discord with the comments that we're trying to create what we call a mob mentality are not appreciated, guys. We've tried to be clear with you since the beginning of the reporting channels we want you guys to take. If you have any issues with the rules or any of the proceeding of the series, we want you to go to Randy, Adam, or myself. During this last week, that was not done. And some of the comments, guys, that were done on Discord were just really not in good taste. Moving forward, we really want to encourage you guys to come to us directly with your issues, and also make sure that you've got some good points to bring up so that we can have a really good discussion. Now, the new rules, you have to understand, came in place because some of the behavior that we saw on track at Spa, which was not acceptable at all. Going off track, cutting tracks in ways that nobody would ever do in real life, stopping at places for periods of time just for your tire warm up. They're not things that we want to be seen in the show. If you guys find loopholes like that, what we would appreciate you to do is come to us with this information prior, so that way we can come out with rules to make sure that these things don't happen. Now, also in terms of clarification, I understand that some of you may have thought that the rules weren't necessarily written clear enough for you, but that's why the rules were also posted a couple of days before. You had an opportunity to come to us if something wasn't clear. And also in terms of clarifications for those rules, it's interesting because the entire GT4 grid had 0 penalties handed out for qualifying. So moving forward for this session, I want to be clear, the rules still stand. Randy's going to be enforcing them in the same way. If you are not sure where somewhere is safe or unsafe to stop, just do not stop in qualifying. Make sure that you're leaving enough room between the cars and that you're going at speeds that you'll either clear the corner before the car that's coming up on you is going to be there, or you're going to be letting them go with enough time before the corner arrives. Now, after this race, we want to keep making the series better every year. So we greatly appreciate your input and your comments moving forward. Obviously, we're going to have to develop the rules for qualifying even further for further years. We want to make sure that's going to be clear for everyone and that the show is going to continue to improve. So with that said, guys, thank you very much again for being here for the season and put on a great show for this evening. We'll be looking forward to it. Randy, back to you.
All right, so I'll hit you guys with some of the specifics. Overall, I think this will be, a good, great week to finish out the season. Montreal is always a great track with provides great racing and all that. So I think this should be great. So in terms of qualifying, some warning areas. Obviously, I mentioned this in the briefing document, but pit exit we know is going to be a hazard area, as well as pit entry is actually going to be one of those things. So drivers on in-laps, be aware of cars in front of you. Obviously, if you're going into the pits, you don't have to brake as early as drivers taking the chicane. So have your head up and be ready just in case, so you don't run into the back of anybody. Besides that, like we mentioned before, we don't want to see people in the runoff. When, as we saw at Road Atlanta, we don't want to see people stopping on track either. So you need to keep yourself moving. I think in terms of tire prep, I think part of with what we saw at Road Atlanta, that's going to be a big effect for the Porsche Cup guys more than the GT4 guys. That's going to mean that to keep yourself in front of groups, you're probably going to have to compromise the amount of time you spend tire weaving to get your tires prepped and to get out on the track. So keep that in mind. If you have a group of cars coming 15, 20, 30 seconds that you can see on the relative, you can't just sit there and weave and then stop and then let them go and then carry on. That was one of the big reasons why people got tagged at Road Atlanta for stopping. So just keep that in mind. If you have an opportunity, if you have a fair opportunity to keep going, and if it's not an issue that we deem that you essentially have created potentially to gain an advantage, or if you did create it to possibly get an advantage, that's where you're going to be seeing yourself really get dinged. So besides that, I think this should be a relatively good week. And then also, of course, obviously, just be careful. I don't want to see too many people in the Wall of Champions. You're not going to get penalized for ending up in the Wall of Champions, but you'll still feel a bit shamed from that, as people always do. So, are there any questions or anything in regards to qualifying this week? Anything specific? So Greg's question on using the runoff and the hairpin to let people through in queue, like you said, this is another tight one for us, because this is one of those things where we've already seen once where if we give the drivers an inch, you guys are going to take a mile. We don't, like I said, we don't want to see people going really far wide in the runoff. If you run a little bit wide and someone dips a tire over the white line, that's not going to be a situation where we ding you. But if we start seeing situations where it looks like people are kind of taking advantage of us giving a little bit of leniency, then yeah, there might be a situation where we have to step in. So do everything that you can to try to keep all four tires on the racing surface. The other thing as well that we have going for us is that Montreal is about an extra 20 seconds or so in terms of lap time. So there should be a little bit less issues with cars having to stop in places and things like that. You should have less traffic, should be coming through a bit less frequently. So just for those, if anyone's not saying, so Greg's still asking about going off. Like I said, these are going to be judgment calls that I'm going to have to make as race control. If I think that you're possibly doing something to gain an advantage, I'm going to be in a situation where I'm going to have to ding you, and then it'll be something that'll have to be discussed going through the appeals. I've said this before in other series I've adminned. The easiest way to make race control not have to make judgment calls is don't do your best to not create scenarios where judgment calls have to get made. Like I said, it's one of those things where things happen at Spa that we didn't appreciate, and now we kind of have to swing the other way. It kind of just is really the main thing. Anyone else have any major questions, any comments, or any concerns they think they want to get brought up? Well, I'm just going to give it a sec. I saw a couple people typing and then they stopped, so I don't know if they're still typing or not. So, all right, with that, I think you guys are free. I just want to say again for myself, congratulations. It's been a really good championship. I've really enjoyed stewarding it throughout the year. We had a couple hiccups, but you guys have been a great group of drivers to work with. So you guys go out there, have some fun, and have a great final qualifying session and qualifying race session this season.
Right side. Clear on the right. Slow car ahead. Go left. Left side. Clear on the left.
All right. Well, we get a couple of laps in here, just of quali prep, and then we'll be into the quali session. See if we can get settled a little bit now. Temp's still pretty hot. I'm hoping it'll be just a touch cooler in quali. Just certainly help me a little bit.
40.9.
Track is cooking.
Car 911. Just set the fastest lap. 41.6.
Just taking too much curb on the second curve there.
43.9.
That is going to be the danger in quali there. Pretty unhappy with my entrance to this straight. Gonna have to tighten that up, losing a lot of time.
You got a slow car on the left. You got a slow car on the left. Go right.
deep there, got distracted. Yeah, I mean, I feel alright about this track. It's more comfortable than some of the others, but it's going to be easy to make a mistake in quali, so I'll just make sure I try and get a reasonable banker in early on.
Okay.
Definitely need to start braking.
Loud and clear. Okay.
Go right. 44.3. Left side. Clear.
So, we're off to quali.
One car ahead.
We'll do what we normally do. Kind of let the first bunch get out. Give ourselves some room, maybe pick up a toe, but not get too worried about it, to be honest. Oh, that's annoying, those Discord alerts, yeah. Well, there shouldn't be any more for the rest of the race because I'm in a private chat now. Alright, there we go. Everybody heading out. Perfect. So, as always, just trying to try and focus on my own quali. It's kind of the key thing always for me here. Trying to have a fairly gentle outlap. So I don't know what I get targeted here. Obviously, you know, I would like to be inside the top 15, but maybe realistically top 18. That's been pretty much where my pace has been. Confidence around that chicane I've just passed is probably going to be key. Always a tough one. Gonna leave a little bit of a gap here. Hopefully there's no bunching down the end of the straight. Let's see, just get a reasonable banker in here. Didn't really want to be following someone this close. Oversteer moment there. That's okay. Okay, it's Logan ahead, so no worries. He'll be miles away. Okay, this is very slow, that one.
5 laps of fuel.
We need a bit more space. I'm a bit distracted. Bit hard to get the car rotated there. So not particularly fast, but that's okay. Just I'm built some confidence now.
43.3.
Deep into T1 there, unfortunately. Trying to ease out the throttle there to get rid of the oversteer. Still not happy with that, but we'll just get it done on this lap. Felt like it better happen, but actually wasn't. I don't know why. Get a little toe here. No complaints on that front. Scary every time, and unfortunately a little slower that time. But made it through, so we'll take it.
43.1.
Need to be in the 42s to be with a lap that I'm happy with. It's funny, I feel like this lap is a bit tidier than the last one, but a touch slower. That felt better. It was not really. Touch maybe. Slightly better hairpin, so we will get more benefit here from the slipstream. But yeah, I thought this was a tidier lap, but kind of the same speed really. Was that better? No. Worse again. Brutal. God, that last chicane kills me every lap.
43.2.
Definitely more time in T1 and 2. Just can't get it. Oof, that was nearly dead. Okay, how long have we got left here? Obviously giving this lap up now, try and get the tyres back in control.
Car on your left. You've got about 2 laps of fuel left. Clear.
Alright, it's P17, that feels about par, but I really want to get a 42 lap, 42.9, I know it's possible. And it's so tight back here that it would really make a big difference, so... that is what we're going to shoot for now. Push a little bit more to see where I can find that time.
47.2.
Yeah, just pushed a bit too deep into 2 there. Shame. Oh, there it is. Well, yeah, Montreal's a bit of a beast when you're pushing. So, I don't think the damage is going to be bad, but we will pit and we will go again. That will give us about half the session to go.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
Oh, actually, I wouldn't have made it around for another lap anyway.
Car right. Clear on the right. Don't forget to pit for more fuel.
Just got to be a little careful here. So we'll pit, get the damage repaired.
10,
We'll go again. Got a banker in. Love to find a couple of attempts.
3, 2, 1. Right here. All the damage is repairable.
So we'll get a new car, find some space, get the tires back. Yes, indeed, Jed. Thank you.
We're done.
All right, let's get out. Last quali session of the season. So we can find a little gap here. It's busy. Oof. Slidey, slidey, slidey. Okay, who do we have ahead of us? Nicky. I mean, this is as good a gap as we're going to get, so we'll just stay in it. Oh, I just want to find a couple of tenths. It'd be magical if we could. That was a little sketchy. Shouldn't have been. Ugh, struggling with traction still.
About 5 laps of fuel left.
Just keep pushing. Just not fast enough through there. Bad line in, cost us all the way through. I need to be a little bit strategic here. Pretty close to Nicky. Don't know if I want to be that close down here, even though it's going to be a faster lap. Try and get a bit more of a gap here. Oh, terrible. Oh my word. Disaster.
You've got damage on the right side.
Okay, well, we've got damage. We get after it now. So realistically, probably got 2 laps to try and improve now. May as well push. Well, no idea what the damage is doing. Probably not much, to be honest. But let's see what we got. No, there's a couple of tenths in here. Can we find it? Well, just hairpin is a disaster at the moment. Not sure why. Oh my word. I'm crucifying myself here. I've got to stay in it. Nothing to lose now. Who knows? Maybe the damage will help. It's not a terrible lap time, but it's just not any quicker. I think I'm costing myself a little bit on the straight with this damage. I just don't have the confidence in that corner. It's killing me. But we will get to go again. Bit out of kilter at the hairpin here. When we get into the race warm-up, we have to practice that. You are technically allowed to tow in the league, but not a planned tow. My God. All the champions indeed. Well, it's going to be the last lap. Not going to be a good one, I don't think. Quality not quite gone the way I'd hoped. Yeah, well, that'll do it. Needed that 42.9 to be competitive, really. Which is a shame, because I'm pretty sure I had it in me. But we'll do some work from the back, and we'll see what we got.
You've got about 2 laps.
Frustrating. Really hoping to be able to find a little bit more tonight. Well, we'll throw caution to the wind in the race and we'll see what it brings us. Yep, quali has definitely been just a rough one for me all season. Yeah, a couple of attempts would have made a nice difference. Alright, so we're going to jump into the warm-up once we get kicked over and just get used to full fuel load again.
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. All right, there's the checkered flag. All the damage is repairable.
Okay, so let's see. If we'd had a decent lap, if we'd found a couple of tents, which is probably all we had, where would that have put us? Yeah, it would have jumped us 1, 2, 3, 4 places. That would have been nice. Oh well. Let's have a look. Oh, look at Mobin up there with the 42.2. Congratulations, buddy. That is a stonking lap. Justin on pole, it looks like, with a 41.6. It's so rapid. Gotta love it. Yeah, I've struggled to unlock it in qualifying. Most of the races, actually. And I did think I was better set up for this one. I think I lost a little bit of confidence on the big curbs. Wasn't able to push it as much as I have. And then, of course, hitting the wall is going to kill you. No, it'll be easy. Well, it's true. I do generally find the races are a little bit smoother.
Great session, guys. We'll be seeing you in a bit.
Other than, I would say last week, actually, where I just got turned on lap 1, which, you know, these things happen, and then made my own mistake, unfortunately, under pressure on the last lap. But otherwise, that would have been a pretty solid race, actually. But in the warm-up and in qualifying, I hit the wall quite a few times, so I just need to take a bit off that, to be honest. I got to just try and... Yeah, no, this GT4 class, I'd say, has been very respectful. Been really good. I think they've had more issues in the Cup class, especially around quali. You know, people taking liberties at spaces around the track that they shouldn't, but GT4's been pretty good. Okay, I am going to make the most of this warm-up just to get back on the race set and just build up the confidence again. Honestly, do usually prefer the car on with a bit more fuel in it, so that is what we will do. Just check it has defaulted back to the race set. Yeah, okay. Oof. Hello. This corner gonna be the death of me.
Pick up that corner and got a slow down penalty.
That's got to be the way I need to take that in the race. Just take a little bit off. Just hope we don't get pinched in the run down to T1. Get the nose a little earlier there. A bit of a cut on that one too. Just getting quite a bit of just understeer going into the hairpin at the moment. Try and find a way to get rid of that. Yeah, Jed, I agree. I would give that up probably every lap. Size of these curves. My God. I'll try next lap just to stay off them a little bit. Really ramping them at the moment.
44, even. Car right. Clear.
Alright. Looks like after a lap or so, tyres just feel a bit more steady. Turning in too late for that corner, although, you know, that was a safe one at least. You'd have the confidence to turn in a little bit earlier. Okay, hairpin was a little bit better. Just refine that feeling again.
Car 911. Just set the fastest lap. 42.1.
Wow. Track. Just to cool down a bit, that's a wild time. Still right in those curves.
.2. You just set your fastest lap of the session. Got damage on the right side.
Big scrape on the right side there. That's what we really need to avoid in the race. It's just getting unnecessary slaps into the wall. always going to be better off just getting out of the corner. Feels a little smoother this lap. Bit of line in there. Driving the hairpin a little bit more sensibly now. Just trail braking to the apex before I was trying to scrub. Oof, 41.8, beauty. Yeah, before I was trying to scrub all the speed in a straight line and having to rotate the car too much. A little wide in here. Not terrible. Cost us some time on exit then.
43, even. You've just set your fastest lap of the session.
Super happy with my line through there, but just roll with it for now. God damn. Not looking forward to taking that corner multiple times in the race. It's an adventure every lap. Not a great hairpin that time. So we've got Romain Faux behind us, and if I remember, he is somewhere near us in qualifying, so might be someone that we're battling. Not 100% sure, to be honest. Oh, let's see if I can get this corner a little bit better. Yeah, a little better. Nothing crazy, but little.
43, even. That was your fastest lap of the session.
Still not loving that. Struggled to get the power down on exit that time. tyres have given up on the hairpin now, which is pretty normal after a few laps. Still amazed by Logan's 41.8. It's kind of blowing my mind a little bit right now. Yeah. We are going to park it here because I want to just do another run from fresh. Alright. When do we do the league again? Well, that's a good question. If there's enough demand, you know me, always happy to put it on. Alright, I'll be back in a couple of minutes here.
Ouch.
Alright, well, we have a bit of time here. What are we at? Where am I looking? Oh yeah, 50 minutes is a lap, so there's at least another 6-7 minutes of quali in the Carrera Cup class. It usually seems to drag on longer. They'll do the pole sitter interviews. So plenty of time to get some more laps in, so that is what we'll do. What are we running here in our laps? P11? Yeah, I mean, not everyone's out, so that'll be why. Now, did the car get paired? Because I think I did hit the wall. I'll just get a new car here. Double check. We don't get a damage report when you're in the pits. Is that right? What's going on with Discord here? Oh, Jonathan is just in with us. All good. Alright, let's get after it again. Safety first. Drill that in right now. Okay, do we have a bit of a gap? A little bit of gap. Let's go. Tell you, that wall just seems to suck you in all the way through the exit. God, I just feel like a couple of days ago I'd found some confidence in that chicane after his coaching session with Greg. Just can't find it again. Have to be prepared that that'll be a slow part of the track for us, but it's only a short run down to the hairpin, so as long as we're not too slow, we won't impede us too much. You can see on Zoom there's a few Porsche Centres streaming, which is super cool. Still monitoring those curbs. Gonna need to practice in the race, just getting away from them a little bit. Yeah, it felt a little better. I guess fresh tyres right now. No damage on the car. Oh my word. Thought that was a good one. It was not.
Your car looks fine. No damage to report.
Oh, no damage. I'll take that. Bit of a weird hairpin, but wasn't too slow. So that back chicane, I think I just need actually to carry a bit more speed in, get the turn in early and just ride that front curb. All the champions, who knows? Seem to be hitting that different every lap at the moment.
43.2.
Again, a little better. Sector 1. Still could have, I think, turned in just a little bit earlier there, but it was better. This came to a stop on the apex, so gave up a tenth. Absolutely monstered those curves again. When am I going to learn? Oh my god.
43, even.
Careful getting the power down there. Pretty sloppy, to be honest. Okay, there we are. Found the limit of that speed
Slow
going
down.
in.
You got a penalty for cutting the course.
And those in the wall, so we can chill out on the slowdown. Go again. I think that is my preferred line through that corner. Just feeling a bit more confident going into the second part of the chicane.
45.5.
Tried to carry too much speed into two there. No need to do that. Just practicing for the race, bit of avoidance. I seem to have let go a bit here. We can bring him back. Huge cut.
You cut that corner and got a slow down penalty.
Oh dear, still, big struggle. See if we can follow Ross for a little bit. I mean, if the guys around us are running representative times, perhaps a race pace looking a little better. Don't read chat whilst you're driving. I think we'll just go into the pits. Thing backside that chicane. I think you backside that chicane too much. One after. Turning slightly earlier. Yeah, yeah, you could be right there. Yeah, perhaps. All right, well, let's have a look at that. Okay, a little bit of space here.
You cut that corner and got a
Slow
slow
down,
down
City.
penalty.
Okay, going to try and settle into a bit more rhythm again. Feel like we had some on the first set of laps we did. Not so much right now. Getting a bit more sensible for the last chicane there.
43.4.
Big cut there. Careful of that. Steady, if not spectacular. And stopped pretty much on the apex. So overdid the braking. Had a bit of a smoother lap, which is going to be what we need in the race. So what I want to try and avoid there is sliding into the last chicane. Get the car better positioned, better balanced.
43.2.
Right, drivers, be ready. Tech qualifying wrapped up, so we'll be going relatively shortly here.
Well, we'll be heading out shortly. Maybe get one more lap in here. Going in too deep, I think, into that sequence of corners. Just struggling with confidence there. Oh well. Kind of did some reasonably solid laps.
No damage. Car looks clean.
Kept it out the wall for the most part. I think we're starting in, was it 20th? Might be, so we'll be steady anyway for lap 1. So we make up a few places.
Car 911. Just set the fastest lap. 41.7.
Wow. Crazy.
43.2. Left side. Clear.
God, I'm still struggling there. I've got in my head a little bit about that chicane. I'm kind of hoping to be able to have one more run at it. I'm sort of over slowing, not really getting the nose in.
.7.
Not quite. Well, it was slow, but somewhat safe. Just the mystery still, that corner. Not through a lot of practice this week. Oof, look at these tyres. All over the place.
Go right. .7.
Greedy there.
You cut that corner and got a slow down penalty.
Riddle.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Okay, race time. Let's do it. Stay off the walls. Hot tip. I love it. All right. Last race. Oof. What can I say? A minute to grid. That's a bit tight.
Just one quick note, drivers, I want to hit. I don't think I hit the briefing. It's just be careful again with the starting zone and getting through that final speed.
One to go. Next time by.
Bit of a
Line up on the right
long hold
side.
again
The
behind
estimated
the
strength of field is
Just show some pace at the start. I think we'll
3,745.
be okay.
Pit
Good luck.
road is closed. Let's go points racing. 5 cars left to grid.
Last race of the season. It's been an awesome series. It's been great to race against so many talented drivers. Not super unhappy with how I performed. I mean, I'd love to have been a little bit higher. I'd also love to have done some more practice, but make the best of it. It's just great to qualify, actually. Yes, deep breath. Love it, Jed.
Still waiting on 2 cars to grid.
We'll just watch the action from back here, try and keep it safe, try not to lose any positions.
Waiting on the final car to grid.
And yeah, just be settled really. There is bound to be some action.
Everyone's gridded.
See if we can stay out of it. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Love having the support. Let's see if we can finish with a good one tonight. So the track is 38C, so it's a lot cooler. I think quali was in the high 40s, so will help with the tyres a little bit. Let's see if we can just get a handle on that penultimate chicane. It has really been a tricky one. Curtis Fung, a couple of places ahead. He is the one that put me under pressure last week and I buckled. Perfectly fair move. Alright, let's get after it. It's going to be a short roll on lap here, I think. Alright, let's go. Obviously getting through the last chicane was a bit challenging. I'll stay with the pack, but equally don't want to do anything silly here.
About to go green. Stay focused.
Get through safely is the name of the game today.
The pace car is in. Green, green, green.
We're racing.
There's an incident ahead. Slow car ahead. Go right. Car on your left. You're in the middle. 3 wide. Left side, 2 wide. Still there. Clear on the left.
A little hairy there, must be said. Well, a relatively clean lap one, made up 2 places, always nice. Put me in a little bit of bumper rubbing.
The car looks fine, no damage to report.
But no damage, that's super. Nothing silly in the Wall of Champions.
You got a slow car on the left. Go right. 56.6.
I'm assuming they were slowdowns for Wall of Champions there, which is not ideal because it means they're going to be quick. Overcautious there. Don't need to be going that slow. Need to be out behind us. Oh, it's moving. Well, we know he's fast, so I'm not going to work too hard to keep him behind us. Well, got away without a slowdown there. A little bit of pressure from Mobin. So going to use the slipstream here. Yeah, one thing I've got to work on, I definitely lose a bit of focus once I have someone behind me, especially when I know it's someone quicker. So we've got a bit of work to do now, catch up with Patrick. Just not fully comfortable with where the car is right now. Fighting it a little bit. Having to work the wheel harder than I want here. Doing okay with the guys ahead though, so if Mobin gets by, we'll hopefully follow him through. Struggling again at the same corner. It's going to kill me all race. Have to go defensive here for Mobin.
Left side. Stay on the right. Clear on the left.
No, just trying to be respectful, I have to say, because a bit too respectful on that one. Definitely made us vulnerable.
20 minutes to go. Stay on the right.
This is going to be interesting. Car right next to us.
Still there, hold your line. Clear.
Well, had to
Car in P1. Just
really get out of that, which
41.7.
was unfortunate. Well, I just get settled again now.
45, even.
See what our pace is relative to Michael now. So I had some good battles with Nicky this season, so looks like we're going to have Nicky for company. So that corner has cost me every lap. Going to have to get on top of that. Look at that, giving up half a second. Well, gonna need to find a bit of pace here, giving up some time. If we lose the toe, gonna make us really vulnerable to Nicky in the subsequent laps here.
The car in P2 just set the fastest lap. 41.7.
That is an awesome lap time.
43.3. That was your fastest lap of the session. Car stopped ahead. Go right.
Got all out of shape myself there. Super distracted. God, I'm finding the car is just sliding so much here. Get on top of this quickly. It's all got super tight ahead of us. Assume there was an incident. It's going too deep every lap at the moment in there. Okay, gotta get on top of that. Ah, dear. Look at this on exit.
Right side. Keep to the left. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the right.
Yeah. That is going to be the danger now, every lap. I think I can battle with these guys if I just figure out that sequence of corners.
The car in P1 just set the fastest lap. 41.7.
Okay, a little bit of breathing room there.
Even.
Well, take the freebies.
There's an incident behind.
Well, wasn't fast, but a little better than before.
Slow car ahead.
To go.
The leader just did a 42.1.
That was a good final corner
There's an
there.
incident behind. 44.1.
Want to be on the grass there? Yeah, struggling to keep pace here in Sector 1. Yeah, losing time with the hairpin. Just can't quite hook up the lap to the pace of the guys in front. Just need a couple of attempts to get with them, really. Just can't find it right now. Yeah, just shedding a couple of tenths a lap to these guys. That's kind of where our pace is right now.
Slow car ahead. There's an incident ahead. Go right.
Wow, people obviously giving it a full send tonight. Fair play. Well, you know what? Last race of the season. You're going to send it. Tonight's the night. Yeah, 2 tenths, basically, to the guys ahead a lap. Probably a little bit more, actually. Could just get my sectors 1 and 2, I think I'd have a decent lap.
43.4.
So to give away a tenth to Nicky in the first couple of corners. But you know what? We're still with the action ahead of us, so no complaints, not dropping off too much. I feel like I'm taking that corner so slow, honestly.
10 minutes to go.
But, you know, after what was happening in quali and warm-up, just seems like the right option. Give away another tenth or 2 to Nicky, almost exclusively in that hairpin, or at least in the chicane and the hairpin.
The car in P3 just set the fastest lap. 41.6.
Well, that was silly. I didn't need to go as hard into that last corner. I made the mistake I didn't want to.
We got damage on the front end. 43.6. You've got damage on the right side.
In practice, when I've hit the wall and picked up damage, I haven't found it too catastrophic, so we'll just roll now and see. Just be more steady. Can't afford any mistakes now. Just need to make sure. I'm going to drive a little bit within myself there. Not super happy with how I'm taking the hairpin. You can see I'm giving up time. Not sure what it is. Nothing going in. It's too much on the brakes. Not really sure. So we're losing some aero on the straight here. But it doesn't feel crippling, the damage. So stay steady.
43.5.
Car's getting a little loose on me now. That corner is absolutely crushing me still. Oh my god. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to be super safe and it's still killing me in every lap.
Car right. Keep to the left. Clear.
Tell you, that hairpin coupled with the chicane before really hurting me. And we don't have a toe now. Nicky's gonna get some speed here. Well, he took some liberties there, must be said. 5 to go. Come on.
43.6.
It's driving a bit too steady at the moment. I need to try and build a half-second gap to Nicky, otherwise it's going to hurt me. Just confidence in that corner is absolutely shot. I just don't know if it's the tyres, the way I'm driving the hairpin. It's a little bit like some of my practice where I really started to struggle with it. Always just get a couple of tenths on all the champions of Nicky. It's just not enough breathing room at the moment.
43.8.
Hustling. Best way to describe this right now is hustling. So slow into that corner, all I'm doing is trying to get a good exit at the moment. I don't know if the error is just costing me, maybe that's it, to be honest. You can see I'm holding up these guys. Trying to make sure I get half decent exits. I think that wall bang just took the edge off the pace that I did have. I think he did a better job, all the champions there. So there has been an overtake behind, or Enzo, he's fast, you know that. Well, we're going to give up 2/10 to Enzo every lap there, so this is going to be a tough finish. God, this is time I could do with a dough.
Just set the fastest lap. 41.5.
I'd love a white flag lap, but we're going to have 2 to go.
White flag, stay smooth.
Okay, Enzo has hit the wall there unless... Oh my god, it is white flag. Okay, let's stay steady.
43.2. That was your fastest lap of the session.
It's the lap about exits now. To get them as best as I can. Not sure why we've called up Patrick here. I don't know if he's got a problem. Well, again, that corner just cripples me.
Car right. Clear on the right.
Well, doesn't look like he's going to get a run. I'm assuming he's got a little bit of damage. So stay steady. Well, very slow, but we'll take a P15. Best result of the season. We will take that. Woo! It was not without its stress.
Checkered flag. Okay, we'll get him next time.
Alright, well, we'll get round to the hairpin, maybe throw a few donuts, celebrate that P15. I tell you what, if it had been one more lap, I really don't know if we would have kept it from Enzo. And I think if he hadn't hit the wall on his penultimate lap. Well, it's been a great season. Such a pleasure racing against all of these guys. They're so fast. I gotta think with a bit more practice, I could be in the top 15 a bit more often. You know, the pace today, you know, we got lucky with the incidents, I think, more than anything. But, you know what, we stayed alive. There we go. Best corner, best chicane all race. As soon as the press is off. Oh, is this... Oh, is this gravel? Oh, it is. Well, let's see. Can we get there?
Great race, everybody. It's been a pleasure working for you guys all, or with you guys all season long. Everyone have a good rest of your night, and hope to see you next year.
Oh. It's pretty hard to do a ton of donuts in this car. Oh, don't think we need a donut in the sand. Oh well, what a great race. Take a P15. Thank you, Arthur. Well, I don't know, that did put a wheel wrong. We definitely had a wall bang that put us under pressure at the end, but yeah, not enough to give it up. So pretty happy with that. Best result of the season. Yeah, Fuji start. That was an error. I wasn't the only one to make it, but you're absolutely right. That was the only penalty we got.
Pit box team 10.
That really was super. Great season. Thank you to all the team at Apex Racing and Porsche putting it on. Huge thanks to Porsche Centre Langley for all the support throughout the season. It's been awesome being able to race with some of the Porsche branding on the t-shirt here. It's been sweet. And we'll see. I think I'll definitely be back for next year. I've got half a mind to try the Cup car. I don't know. I know it's a real tricky car to drive. I haven't got a ton of experience with it, but you know, maybe I'll give that a bit of a run out at some point this year and just kind of see how we go, and maybe have a go at qualifying in both series to see which we're faster at. Let's have a quick look at the replay. Can't remember if there's tons to see. Let's get to race start. Did make up a couple of places there, so there must be a little bit of action. Let's go blimp. Get a real good. Oh, well, that's not going to be a great view. Guess we'll see over here. No, not great. Oh yeah, we've got a little love kiss in the back there. Nothing too much. What do we end up having? A 9x in total. Yeah, it was a little. Big oversteer. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the race wasn't all that dramatic for us. We just kind of settled in, didn't do too much. Pretty good Wall of Champions. So let's see the pace. Look at that, mid-43s. That's probably my most consistent. Still a little slower than I would have liked in these temps, to be honest. Yeah, it's funny. It's hard to even pick a particularly slow lap. Obviously, these 244s are a little bit sloppy. Not sure when I hit the wall how early it was. Let's have a look here. That was pretty good. Was this a 43.8? Maybe it was this one. Let's have a look. Oop, that was pretty safe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it. Maybe the lap actually wasn't that slow when I did it. Was it all the way back here? 44.1. Let's see. I don't think I was driving with a problem for too long. Alright, I can see the damage there. So, okay, so we can see the damage. See the damage. Oh, here we go. So, it must be this one. Oh, yes. There it is. Right. Let's have a look at that from the chopper, maybe. How was the line in? Yeah, wide. And then I just rode this thing. Never had the car where it needed to be. God, it's wide already here. Now look at that, I'm on the power, trying to still get it round. Oh, I'm full power. Didn't need to be full power there. Definitely could have kept that out the wall. Oh dear. I'm not quite sure how I thought I was going to make that. Oh, you know what? I almost did. I almost got away with that. But in the end, there was a bit of damage because it was front and back. So that's where the back hits. And then that tips us. And then that's the front. And then back again. So we did all right to finish the race, actually, without anything too dramatic. And then let's see, I know towards the end here. So that's where Enzo gets through. Let's see, how much damage did Enzo have? Oh yeah, that's not... oof, he's hit something pretty hard there. Is the right side damage? Yeah, looks to be. Oh no, perhaps not actually, but definitely the front. Alright, well that was awesome. Where did Mobin finish up actually? Let's see. Oh, nice. Mobin. So he gridded P7, finished P12. Yes, he was behind us initially, so I think that slowdown probably cost him. So we're 34 seconds behind the leaders. Justin Wellett, super close between P1, 2, and 3. Separated with under half a second. That's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty good race. Happy to keep Enzo behind because he was a lot faster than us. So we'll definitely take that. Awesome. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to call that a night. Really happy with the P15 to finish, especially after last week's race, which could have been a P15 if we hadn't had the lap 1 and last lap incident, which really frustrated me. But I'm going to go have a beer, enjoy that P15, and yeah, we'll see where that puts us. I'm assuming I don't know, I can't remember where I was on the table, but I'm hoping we stay in the top 20 with that. Maybe we climb 1 or 2 spots. It's not tons of points down there in P15 and after, but that's more than I usually get, which is pretty cool. Alrighty, thank you for tuning in. And actually, there's another video dropping, not sim racing related, but RS6 related. That's going to drop around lunchtime Eastern tomorrow. We fitted the AWE exhaust system, and honestly, RS6 sounds like an absolute beast with it fitted. It's kind of like it was made for the car. Just goes to show all the mufflers and back boxes that have to be on performance cars these days. They really have a big impact on the sound. So if you fancy, take a watch of that when it drops tomorrow. And then sim racing wise, I don't know what I'm going to do now, to be honest. This was my major commitment for the winter and the spring, and I'd really like to get back into officials because I have slipped down the iRating pecking order just with some poor results in the kind of fall and the winter, and it'd be nice to jump back into a car and just start to just kind of commit to a series, maybe get back into a GT3. We will see. But thank you for watching, and I will catch you soon.